Yes, yes, yes. Class is in session. It is Saturday and we are teaching on the whiteboard today, or on the blackboard, as I should say. Listen, guys, I came back and this is episode 7 in a row. 7 in a row. Episode 56, but 7 in a row. Your boy did a week straight. Let's get that clear right from the jump. Secondly, go get some merch at earnyourleisure.com. Use coupon code MJM. So guys, I was hanging with my bro, Marcus Rosier, and I'm like, bro, I'm in the classroom tomorrow. I need help with something to speak about. Give me something to teach, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to talk to your people, your circle, to kind of figure out, the direction you want to go to, right? Because I have a bunch of things that I want to teach, but I was like, let me get something from this guy, because he's extremely, extremely great at what he does. So if you don't know him, just Google Marcus Rosier. I'll put him in the description, but he's dope at what he does. He was in one of my previous episodes. I shot him out because he came to watch me do an episode. But his frameworks are so dope. And he gave me a framework of that. He's like, yo, what people used to call you? And I'm like, Mikey. And I don't really like it, but people still call me. And I try to stop it, but that's what people used to call me. He's like, well, what do you want them to call you, or what they call you now? I said, Michael. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to do an episode on Mikey versus Michael and break down what Mikey was and what Michael is, and let people know the difference on who you are today doesn't dictate who you are tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna teach in the classroom. I'm gonna teach that in the classroom. Cause some people are stuck in where they are, and you need to get out of your comfort zone, right? Because if you're comfortable with being comfortable, that's a problem. Because I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. I like to be in uncomfortable situations because if I'm uncomfortable, it allows me to grow. Like, failure is growth. That's how I look at failure. So let's think about that. But before I get into that, next Wednesday, I will be giving a free webinar on branding. The link's in the bio. But if you are someone that has a brand or wants to build a brand, Wednesday, I'll see you there. Check the link in the bio. And secondly, Thursday, I'm doing another webinar for my private mentorship group on podcasting. I am the man when it comes to podcasting. I can put you on the game. I'm gonna give you all the game this Thursday, but you got to be a member of my group mentorship on that class. It's the THEMACPAC.com. Links in the bio. Be ready for that one. So guys, Mikey versus Michael. 2 totally different people. I'm going to just tell you that, right? I've came a long way, but growth is very important. Now, I'm going to look at this image, right? And see kind of like the framework, but let's write this down, right? Let's get this down, right? Mikey Michael. Believe. Did. And decision. Right? You can, all of them, right? The same thing, right? What this is saying is, what did Mikey believe in? What Mikey did, and the decisions Mikey made, right? Versus, let's put a versus there. Michael, what does he believe in? What does he do? And what's the decisions he makes, right? So, let's talk about this, right? I'm gonna talk about this, right? Mikey was the 20s. Let's bring this down a little bit. Mikey was in his 20s, right? Michael's in his, well, I'm in my 40s now, but I started to make these decisions in my 30s, in my late 30s. But Mikey's in his 30s. And I think about this, right? I know where I don't really regret too many things, but I know the things I regret now. And the number one thing I regret is my 20s. I didn't use my 20s effectively. And I say this in a humbling way. I had a great time in my 20s, right? I had a lot of experiences in my 20s, but I didn't use them the most efficient way. Now, I looked at my data all the time and I see I have a really large audience that's 24 to like 29. So this episode is really for you because it's not too late. And the title of this episode is, if I changed one thing, I would have made millions. I would have made millions if I changed one thing. And this one thing has something to do with my 20s. So if you're in your 20s right now watching this episode, you need to listen. So, my fiance is 31. She became a millionaire in 28. Now, I got to understand, why did she become a millionaire, right? And I learned a lot of things, not just about her, but about the things that I didn't do. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did, because I'm here on this channel because I want you to do better. I've went through it so you don't have to. She's 28 and is a millionaire, right? Let's pull back the layers. She had never had a serious relationship in her 20s. She doesn't really party. She doesn't have a lot of friends. She doesn't drink. She doesn't smoke. But she did one thing. And that one thing was trade. She loved to trade. She fell in love with trading. That was her boyfriend. And everything that she did had initiative, she was very thought out, let's say, right? If it wasn't God, it was trading. If it wasn't trading, it was God, right? So she put her whole entire 20s was based off of God and trading. I say that to say this. In your 20s, you have the most energy. You're more, you can retain information much better on a higher level. You have the energy to be in the rooms you need to be in. Because my fiance was great at that. She was in all the rooms, but she would go, meet who she wanted to meet and leave. Very intentional, right? What she did with her 20s is something I wish I did. I didn't have to date. I didn't have to party. I didn't have to drink. I could have saved that for my 30s. Because just imagine, if you're 20, right? You're 25 right now, right? And you could become a millionaire at 29. Imagine how the rest of your life is going to be. Take a second, just think about it. Imagine how the rest of your life is going to be. So, that brings me to this. Oh, wrong one. What did I believe? One of my great friends told me, you make the mistakes in your 20s, but you make the money in your 30s. I'm sorry to tell you, friend, that's the wrong mentality. You don't make the mistakes in your 20s and you don't make the money in your 30s. Not reverse, but just wipe it out. Wipe it out. In your 20s is the best years of your life, because that's the first step into life. You went to high school, you went to college, and now you're about 22, 23. Now you're ready to start life. You got the energy. It's like going to a seminar, going to a conference, and you're hyped up. You're like ready to go, right? This is what you are in like 22, 24. Like, see, the world, you're ready for the world. Bring it on. The thing is that Mikey believed that partying was what he was looking for. Making mistakes was what he's looking for. Meeting girls was what he was looking for. Drinking was what he was looking for. All these things that Mikey believed, like he believed this is what you're supposed to do in the 20s. But unfortunately, that was not true. It's cool if you want to be broke in your 30s. If you want to be broke in your 30s, don't listen. Turn the episode off right now. Don't listen to it. But this is what Mikey believed, though. Mikey believed, talking about sports, talking about rappers, bullshitting around, hanging on the block, playing basketball, and you ain't going to the NBA, watching TV, playing video games. These are all things I believed I should have been doing in the 20s. What does Michael believe in today? Michael believes in God. Michael has a strong faith in God. Michael believes in family. Michael believes that what's out there in the clubs, nothing. I'd rather stay home and be with my family. Michael believes that health is more important than anything. Michael believes that loyalty is the most important thing. Michael believes that love is the most important thing. Michael believes that you have to focus on the things that are in front of you and not the things that are away from you. That's what Michael believes. Those are Michael's beliefs, right? In his late 30s. If Michael had these beliefs in his 20s, when he was Mikey, what does that look like? That means Mikey could have actually become a millionaire in his 20s. But Mikey didn't do that. Mikey thought these were the things. And this is my chance to tell you that those aren't the things. You need to put God first. That's first and foremost. And I don't care what religion you are. I'm not here to put a religion on you. But you have to have some type of foundation. And your foundation needs to be God, right? Secondly, family. Secure a family. Dating a bunch of women, you're going to get tired of it. It's not cool. Find the one that's for you and lock it down. Don't think you're missing out, because don't be that guy that say, I wish I didn't let her go, and feel like you missed out and it could have been something. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Be the person that finds the one that is the right one for you and lock it down. So what, you met her early. You got lucky. And that goes for a man or woman, whatever it is. And those are the things I believe. So now let's think, what did I do? What did Mikey do in his 20s, right? He believed these things were what I should have been doing. And I've did a lot of those things. But what did I do? So I was a hard worker. I was a hustler. But they always say, like, you could work hard, but if you don't have the right plan in place, you failed before you started. And that's what Mikey did. Mikey failed before he started. Because look, he was a photographer in the club. He was taking pictures in the club, getting $100 a party, doing 2 or 3 parties a night. How far can I go with that? So Mikey tried. Mikey said, I'm gonna start my own site. Promoters and you gotta run around for your money, do all this. I was planning to fail. Mikey started doing websites, doing flyers, doing logos. How far can I go? Mikey was scared to buy real estate. Those are the things I was doing in my 20s. Mikey just was a really good hustler. He was a good guy, but he was doing the things that wasn't the right plan in place for him to be successful. So he was just wasting time. He was stagnant. He was running 100 miles an hour, but going nowhere. He was on a treadmill. Now let's go to Michael. The first thing Michael learned was equity. Michael got equity in a lot of the companies that he started to work with, right? That was one of the biggest things. Michael didn't put his emotions in the decisions he made. Michael thought about what he was going to do before he did it. What else did Michael do? Michael didn't forget about where he came from. So Michael didn't spend money like Mikey did. Michael remembered the times when he was down and broke. Michael also spent time with family. He knew family was the key to success, the key to happiness. Michael went to therapy. He worked on himself, self-love. He learned more about himself. Michael became in the best shape he's ever been in his life. I was in better shape in my 30s than I was in my 20s. That's what Michael, right? So, all these different things, and I can keep going, but these are the different things that Michael was really doing in his 30s. But if he did all these things in his 20s, what does his 30s look like, right? I'm about 10 years behind, because what I'm doing in my 40s is what I should have been doing in my 30s. That's the honest truth. What I'm doing in my 40s is what I should have been doing in my 30s. But I'm 10 years behind because I lost my 20s. I can't get that back. And if you're still watching this episode, you got to understand every day that go by, you can't get that back. So you got to cherish and make the best of everything. Last year, my New Year's resolution was make every day count. Make every day count. Go look at my whole 2023. Amazing year. Had an amazing year. I did everything. I had the best year of my life. And 2024 is only going to get better. It's only going to get better. So, the decisions I made, right? And when I say decisions, that might be this is the framework of Marcus. And no, I think this decision should be outcome. So we're going to change the outcome. Let's put it to outcome. Because did and decision is about the same thing. But Marcus, you gave me a great template. You gave me a great foundation to work with. Only thing I'm changing is outcome. And I think if I looked at the video that you showed me, I think it is outcome. But you had decision on, you didn't change it. But so shout out to you, right? But outcome. Mikey was broke in his 20s. Mikey, had a couple $1,000s in the bank. But his credit card in crazy debt. Mikey lived under his brother in a basement apartment. Mikey had no kids. Mikey had no relationship. Mikey lost his mother. So we got to put that in there, right? My mother, she died of heart failure, but she was stressed out. And I think money had a lot to do with it. But she did die in my early 20s. But just think, if I was successful, financially successful, that would have been one less thing that she didn't have to worry about. Mikey had a lot of free time. Mikey started to drink. You get the point. Mikey didn't do anything productive for his future. Mikey just lived life like he had a lot of time. And again, if that's your life, if you just want to live life just living it, that's okay. I'm not mad at you. But if you want to make the best of your life and you want to have a very successful, very fulfilling life, you don't want to live Mikey's life. Because Mikey should have did this, never worry. Never worry. Everything you do has to have some type of intention. Everything has to have a reason why you're doing it. It's got to come from a place. And Mikey was just living because he felt like his 20s was just for fun, to live out. You have time, you got your this. I lost I lost a lot of my friends in my 20s. Now let's go to Michael. Michael has a kid. He has a family. He bought a house. He became a millionaire. He has multi-million-dollar companies. He has a nice car. He's close to his family. Well, I could stop there and that's great, right? He has great friends. You see the difference. Michael, he has an amazing life. And he did so many great things and doing so many great things because he made the mistakes here and he learned from them here. He didn't continue this cycle. He took what he was doing wrong and changed it in his 30s. He changed it here. And you see here is where the difference is. Michael wasn't scared to buy real estate. He wasn't. He wasn't scared to commit to a woman. He wasn't. He wasn't scared to leave the clubs alone. Like, he realized that all the things that he thought that was really the things to do wasn't. And he knew in his 30s that, yeah, this is where I need to be. And this is why I said, Marcus, this is the episode I'm gonna make tomorrow. Because this one was like, I think this could be very beneficial for you guys because if you're in your 20s and if you're in your 30s, now is the time to take it serious. Stop wasting time. Stop watching bullshit. Stop playing video and stop partying. And it's not even about money. It's about freedom. I don't do this for the money. I do this for freedom. I can do what I want. I can buy what I want. I can go anywhere I want. Like I was about to go to Bahamas in a couple hours ago. I said, I got to make an episode. And then it was no flights later today. Might go tomorrow. But my point, you get my point. Freedom. I'm buying my freedom. I'm not buying nothing else but my freedom. That's what I do this for, my freedom. If I want to spend the whole day with my son, there's no one could stop me. There's no boss that could tell me, no, you can't take off. You got to come to work. You want your freedom. I don't do this for nothing else. My freedom is the most important thing to me. The most important thing. And if you don't want your freedom, this don't matter. You could turn the episode off. But if you want your freedom, take notes. Start now. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. This is nothing. This ain't nothing. This is Instagram capping. This is Instagram capping. It's not real. This is not real. It's not real. It's not real. Let it go. All them girls and guys, whatever you see on Instagram, it's not real. You're real. Look in the mirror. That's what you want. Look in the mirror. Do you want to be the person you're looking at? Is that who you want to be? And if it's not, stop doing that. Change to a more reserved person, like a more intentional person, because that's the person that's going to succeed. That's the person that's going to gain his freedom back. And that's why I had to make this episode, because I think we all want our freedom. I know some people may say they want the money or want this or want that, but I know for a fact that we all want our freedom. And if you want to buy your freedom, you can buy it with stocks, you can buy it with businesses, you can buy it with crypto, forex, whatever you need to do though, take the time and put it into what you want to do now. Don't wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow isn't promised. Man, if y'all like this, subscribe, like, share, because I gave my heart today, man. This is the classes was in session. I gave a class today. Class was in session, man. I appreciate you guys, man. And don't forget to visit the MacPack. MacPack is popping. We over here jumping over here, man. Visit the MacPack. I love y'all, man. I'm out of here. Later.